live. Crossing the Delaware Part 2. um, my thoughts are, well, what I was doing the night before, I got a little bump. I got a cherry angioma. I'll show you what a cherry angioma is. A little red dot. I don't know if you can see it. It's a little red dot. Anyway, it's where your blood vessel comes up to the surface, and it's usually a condition of older people, so I'm told, or it's genetic, and my mom had a bunch of those little red dots. Cherry angiomas, they're benign, but I got one there too because it's a little raised, and you know, I could go to the dermatologist and he can, I don't know, laser them. I've done it before, and I want to do it again because I'm starting to get a cute little collection of connecting the red dots, and I'm like, you know. Anyway, sorry. So what was I thinking of before that? Crossing the Delaware. Yes, the day before. The day before I woke up, so that would be the 17th. The 17th, along about the 16th and 17th, I discovered a jewelry line I really like. It's Walter's Faith. And I find it really appealing. It's how they describe it and how it feels is pretty much the same thing. It's classic, but it's engaging now. And they've got fluted large rings, and which, you know, again, I have this ring here, which I like, Larimar. It's only found in a approximately 2 mile coast of Costa Rica, but I don't actually like to wear it because I ding wood. And then, you know, if I go to the gym every day, I gotta take that off because I hang from bars and dumbbells and stuff. So it's curious that I was looking for a necklace, but then I discovered the rings. And then I like the rings, but I'm like, but you ding wood with a ring. Still, I was very taken with one because initially I thought, well, I could wear a ring that's very slender. Maybe that wouldn't ding. And you know, so I was looking at I like these like little sapphire diamond ones, might be fun. Maybe on the pinky when it dings so much. And but then I came across the Walter's Faith, and the one I really like, what is the because I might be able to get away with it. My hands are not really pretty. I've done a lot of hard labor with my hands and produced things. And they're not really pretty, you know, so it's just one of those things to consider. That looks great on that model's hands. Who doesn't use them except to model your rings? And, you know, so I was like thinking slender. The one I really liked is a hexagon. It was in rose gold, and it had little diamond sort of bridges around hexagon shapes. And I kept looking at it, and I'm like, I really like it. And, you know, woe betide if I didn't spend my money on marketing, I might buy myself a ring, but I'm certainly not going to buy myself a ring now. But I go away and I'm like, I still want it. I'm like, I could put it on my necklace when I go to gym, and then I could put it on a finger. So anyway, hexagon. Well, shoot, you know, I'm looking at them. I'm like, look at the meta, hexagon. Okay. What I liked about the hexagon ring, for me, the rose quartz, it kind of matches my skin tone. So in a sense, it's almost nude with what I already have, which is hands at work. And what I'm saying is contrast that with something that's purely petite and beautiful. I'm saying my hands would provide a really big contrast of, you put a pretty ring on this, it's going to make my hands look, it's going to emphasize the fact that they're really even more ugly than they are by current model standards, okay? So I'm not trying to compete with a model or a model's hands, but I'm trying to find something that lends beauty to my hand, to my perception. So something that equates the quality of nude, like rose quartz, because that's a rose gold, because that's my skin color. Well, you know what? I'm getting what I want out of it. I'm getting beauty for me. And I like the substantialness of the ring. Uh, why? In a way, it's the same. It's the same concept of me looking at a necklace at this time, at this age. I look at the models. Either they have an airbrush décolleté, or you're like, "Can I buy your décolleté?" What I'm saying is, as women get older, you know, some jewelry is catered towards 13-year-olds. Some jewelry, what I'm saying is, if it's more substantial, of a better quality, you notice the jewelry and not the décolleté. And I'm not downing my décolleté, but I'm simply acknowledging I've got some mileage on my skin. You know, so I see things I like. I saw a little nubuck choker, and it had a gold portion here, and I think it was a crystal. I really, really liked it, and then, so it was gold, and then it was leather, and you tie it. But it reminded me of something that I had in my 20s, which I liked a lot and wouldn't mind redoing, but I'm looking for something that I'm not going to be putting on and off, like a costume or an accessory. I'm looking for something, I put it on and I go. This is the one I'm going with right now, you know? So, anyway, trying to buy something that's age appropriate. You know, uh, hexagon. I like the substantialness of it. Again, why substantial? Quality. That was something, especially in something that would look nude on me, would be something that you notice the quality and you don't notice the mileage. Okay, I had some big knuckles. They're wrinkled. This one, this one is bent. That one's bent. My middle finger's bent. I've talked about it before. So, yeah, put a ring on it. Want to advertise? uh, hexagon. So I was looking at the meta because I was very entranced with, I want that ring. And I'm like, God damn it, you're not going to buy it. And I'm like, but I want that ring. I'm like, you're not going to buy it. But I like that ring. I'm like, you're not going to buy it. That's all there is to it. You're not going to buy it. I'm like, fuck. Okay, so what can I buy? And the next day I woke up, I'm like, I think I'm going to go to Delaware. Hexagon. H T H E X A G O N E. Isn't hex 666? So let's talk about the hex. We only currently have a HE-X. C, yes. SI, That means yes. In Spanish, uh, S/IX, apostrophe S/IX, apostrophe S/IX. Yes, IX. 666. See, I'm time. Do that trigging fashion because 2 doesn't work. It doesn't go anywhere. So even if you desire to be to lend desirability in a fashion of your union, you're still container doft to 2 toft, and your money dows with war. And you're passing doft. If you don't get that, first of all, and you're not, there's no honest trig and rigging. You're not lending in follow through even. So what else? So that that was my what I wanted to communicate in person was that I can write that out for you, and also to understand that when you're passing doft, that is your hex, and it's hex. So everyone else is passing that off. You get the reflection, you pass the same one off. It's a SO-RT off, TOF. It's a sort off of integrity. I mean, it's aligned with the times, and you get to look innocent all the time because your dime is malfeasant and doesn't give an honest shit that you pass a DOF on NIT to toe with hyphen ID, with, that's hyphenated. That's kind of how that works. So I wanted to talk about that being stiff. What's going on is stiff. And you'll find me reflecting that. Went to house, and that's the note I gave you, because what did Lou do? Oh, what's her name? Oh, is not paying attention part of your job? Or is it the whole job? You know, I think I did a fairly accurate reflection of that. Here's my message for Rich. Lou, Rich, does it matter? You be Rich, you be Lou. You be Sharon 2 and 2. And die you through. True. Brew into. Okay, so I'm going to talk about this. Too much information. So I had my endometrial polyp surgery, and they discovered a fibroid, and so they didn't know the fibroid was there, so they were thinking if they got rid of the polyp, which is benign, but it's irritating my uterine lining, so when I have my period I bleed a lot, and then it doesn't really stop at 7 days, and so they discovered the fibroid, and I was told that they removed what they could, but it's also my understanding that fibroid can be outside the wall. So now it is my understanding that if this doesn't settle, if the fibroid is a problem, then you get a hysterectomy. You get rid of your uterus. Is my understanding from my first recognizance of looking at what that is. So right now I still have my uterus and I still have my period, and they said it would take to wait two months, 2 period cycles to see, you know, what happens. You know, the period should, I was told the first one will still be heavy and blood loss, but it should shift shape up. And it didn't necessarily. It did and it didn't. The first one is heavy, and then it lingered. I mean, I had to wear a small pad because it didn't totally dry up after the period. And what is interesting is yesterday going to Delaware, it dried up. So my whimsy, and why I call it whim, is because I've been wanting to swim. But I haven't been able to do it because I like have issues about blood loss, and I don't want that mixing with pool water. I don't want that to be something I have to think about so I can do a workout in the pool. So it's interesting that it's interesting synchronicity. That's all I'm saying. And it's held so far today as well. So there's that. I don't know if I put that on the recording. The April 18th is actual tax day this year, and that's the day I went to. Tax day this year got extended. That's the day I went to Delaware to go swimming. So that was fruitful, I have to say. I'm kind of very subtly elated, even if I just picked my darn tooting right timing. It seems to be supplying. I'm saying I'm supplying. Physician, heal thyself. You know? What else? I'm going to see maybe if I can do 2 workouts today, 2 different times. I sat a lot yesterday. Oh my gosh. It was intense. I'm like, shit, we're stopping on the highway because I can't see someone in front of me. Again, I like, if I could see through the car in front of me, I know how to drive to and when to decelerate. Big boxy ass car, I can't see around. All I see is brakes, and it's hard to read depth perception when you're traveling fast. All you've got is the panorama of the vehicle's ass and brakes. What else? I think that's all I'm going to do for now, and I think I'm going to break for a workout and then see if I can't start organizing stuff to get it up and discuss nuances in when I put that down, the general lay of the land. That's weird. Did I not broadcast this? Did not get broadcast. That's funny.